What's up everybody and welcome back to another COD Zombies tier list video. The map tier list video went down a treat, so I thought I'd make a new one. This one is the next most iconic and most important feature of Zombies besides the maps, the wonder weapons, the most, recurrable feature and returning feature from all these games that come out. We're going to rank every single wonder weapon from worst to best, even though there is a tier here saying never used. I've used every single one of these wonder weapons at least once. Some of them I've used an inaugural amount of times and know how the weapon works inside and out and know how good / bad it is. What we're going to do is going to go through them in order of when they came out in their respective maps, where they were first introduced, starting with the very, very dated original ray gun. Now, I'm not sure which version of the ray gun you mean. The ray gun in World at War and Black Ops 1 and a bit of Black Ops 2 is a great weapon. It's very reliable. Less reliable in Black Ops 2 because there's no PhD, but still serviceable. Black Ops 3 and 4, it's fucking trash. No one uses the ray gun, this ray gun in Black Ops 3 or 4. And then in Cold War they bring it back a bit. I think with all of those different variations of this weapon in mind, I'm going to have to give it a D. Because it is like ordering ice cream but the vanilla flavour. You could get this one, or you could keep hitting the box for any other wonder weapon that's available on the map you're playing on, unless it is a World at War map and you can't get the wonder off. It is like there are always going to be better options of a wonder weapon to get than the ray gun, which is why this one is outranked a lot nowadays. But it is the very first one, which just saves it from being F or E because nostalgia. The way I didn't even give the criteria of how these wonder weapons are ranked, in my opinion. Nostalgia plays a little part in it, but how effective it is killing, how mobile it is, you get the picture. And this weapon, like I say, is mobile, doesn't kill very well though. So that's where it unfortunately sits. The Wunderwaffe is the next one on the pecking order. Now, my nostalgia wants me to put it straight in S, but I think I'm going to have to put it in A. I think A is fair because the amount of ammo in the weapon does hold it back from being perfect, but then again it is infinite damage. And I can't think of an iteration of the Wunderwaffe that isn't good and reliable besides the Wunderwaffe on Der Riese in World at War, because that zaps away your jug. Actually, yeah, that is a good reason to not give it S. Actually, yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm putting it in A. If it didn't zap away your jug in Der Riese, then I'd put it in S, but it's not. It's an A. Speaking of wonder weapons that have infinite damage, I'm putting the Thunder Gun in S. It speaks for itself. It's like the first wonder weapon that everybody used and fell in love with. It's the first perfect wonder weapon. If you don't like how little the ammo has, then just pack a punch it and you'll get double the amount. It's just there's an answer for everything when it comes to this weapon. There isn't really a reason why you shouldn't use it if you pick it up from the box and you want to survive. It's difficult to die with the Thunder Gun, is what I'm trying to say. Winter's Howl, I'm putting in F. Actually, no, if we're counting the the Winter's Howl from Classified in Black Ops 4, then I'd put it in E, because it's more usable. But considering the version that has been on more maps, it's in 5, and then also in the Verrucht in Black Ops 1, I'm going to have to put it in F, because it's on more maps than the better Winter's Howl that's in Classified. Though I do like that Winter's Howl in Classified a bit more. I would defend it if I could, but it is more effective, way more effective than the World at War one. But I guess I'll have to count it on the World at War variant, I think. So by that, Black Ops 1 variant, sorry. So by that logic, I have to stick it in F. It is just a trash weapon. Alright, now we have the Scavenger, an epic wonder weapon. I'm thinking C or B. I think maybe C, because there's a very, very fast fall off of damage. People would think it'd be an infinite damage wonder weapon, but no, it doesn't. It isn't infinite damage after round 30, I think. Somewhere in between 30 and 40, it stops being a one-hit kill, and then it just becomes useless. But up until that point, you have a great time with this weapon. There's a cool sound. It kills George Romero on the map. Also, hasn't actually appeared in any other map since, which I guess does mark it down a few points. So I guess C is a fair ranking for this. I think it's cool as well. It's the only sniper rifle wonder weapon that we have in COD. Actually, no, there is one that comes up later that is shit, but we'll get to that in a bit. VR11, worse than the Winter's Howl somehow. The only occasion where this is useful is on co-op, where you can zap your teammates and it gives them an insta-kill or something for a limited time. I believe it's something like that. But beyond that is trash. It just turns one singular zombie into a human, and it has such shit amount of ammo. It is ridiculous how bad this weapon is. It's a joke, honestly. Now we have the 3179 JGB blah blah blah. This is the baby maker, the baby gun from Shangri-La. Now, my gut instinct and nostalgia wants me to put this one in S as well, but there are a few reasons why I'm going to put it in A instead. In front of the Wunderwaffe, though, the reason it's not an S, you have to run back into the horde to kill them because it just shrinks them, and you need to run back into them to squash them or whatever. That they hit you, which means you get an increased chance of dying if you don't use it properly. Yeah. Also, it's only featured on Shangri-La. It's not featured on any other map, which docks it points a bit. Whereas the Thunder Gun, it's featured on a ton of maps nowadays in Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1. So you can't really go wrong with the Thunder Gun. Whereas the JGB, it is limited on how many occasions you will want to use it. Now, next one, we have the Wave Gun. Another weapon like the Baby Maker. It's better than the Baby Maker. You know what, fuck it, I'll put it in S. I know I said with the Baby Maker that it's only on one map, which means that you can't obtain it by any other means besides the map that it's existing on. This is the same story, it's only featured on Moon, which is actually really sad because this weapon is boss. I love the Wave Gun. It's also technically just a Wunderwaffe, but better. Because it zaps zombies and it gives a chain reaction, but then also you connect it together, it becomes a Wave Gun, which is like a Thunder Gun, but cooler, if you ask me. But the reason it's behind the Thunder Gun, but still an S, I think I've decided, is because it's only on Moon and nothing else, which means it's less available for people to pick up. Now we have the Jet Gun. We're moving into Black Ops 2 weapons now. E or F. The reason I'm not shooting it straight in F is because it is technically an infinite damage wonder weapon, but it takes years to kill a whole horde with the infinite damage if you don't use it correctly, and it breaks, and it takes years to build, and it isn't even technically a wonder weapon. It doesn't even class as one because there's no element 115 or whatever. No, I'm putting it in F. It's the top of F. It's above Winter's Howl and VR11 because it is technically infinite damage. But fuck this weapon. It is honestly garbage. You could technically get to around 100 on transit with this thing if you really wanted to, but I would rather pour raw vinegar on my eyeballs than use that thing. Alright, so Liquefier. This is everything the Jet Gun should have been. I'm putting this in S. I think I'll put it in... No, I'll put it at the top of A. For the same reasons I gave the Baby Maker A and not S. Because it's only featured on one map, that's Die Rise, which is not a great map to begin with. And though, much like the Baby Gun, it is infinite damage, which means it's as effective as it will ever be, it can slip you off the map, which means it can cause your demise on the map, just like the Baby Gun will if you don't use it correctly. So, for that reason, it doesn't get an S, but it gets an A. I know that, objectively speaking, the Liquefier has like a really loyal fan base behind it that will defend this thing, and it's good. I do like it, and I like that it's buildable and it is obtainable, but to the casual player. But it has a few too many flaws with the map that it's on more than anything else. The gun on its own would be brilliant, but the fact that it's on Die Rise kind of docks it points in and of itself because Die Rise isn't the best map. All right, now we have the Blundergat. I like this gun. It doesn't feel like a wonder weapon though. The Blundergat just feels like a very powerful shotgun. Though I do like it. I think I'm gonna put it in B. Yeah, it's just a very powerful one-hit shotgun. In order for it to be effective enough, you'd need to have Electric Cherry and like Speed Cola for it to be actually effective on its own. But yeah, all right. Now Paralyzer. I will put this one in B as well, behind the Blundergat though, purely because before it was patch, before Buried got patched and the gun got nerfed, it would have been in an A or maybe even S tier. But the fact that they capped it so that it now has a fall off so that it's not infinite damage. That completely ruined high rounds on Buried, and it makes this gun not, first of all, not as fun to use, even though it is, the reason why it is as top of B is because it is like, yeah, it makes you fly, for lack of a better word, and it's good for the map it's on as well. I think it does benefit from it being in Buried, because it does let you do a lot of things with it, so it is fun to use, but it's not perfect. If it pre-patched, though, it would have been like one of my favourite wonder weapons ever, but sadly, that is not the case. Alright, now we have the Mark II. Now, I have a soft spot for the Mark II, so just purely by my love for this weapon, I'm going to have to stick it above the Wonder Waff, but behind the Baby Gun, because the Baby Gun is infinite ammo. I know the Wonder Waff is also infinite ammo, but it's just my love for the Mark II that just makes me love it so much. It's one of my favourite weapons in the whole game. Not much else to say, really. It's just really solid. I just love this thing. It's just reliable, it's mobile, and it's a better version of the original ray gun. So yeah. Alright, next we have the Lightning Staff. Most of the staffs we ranked really high, and the bows as well. The bows and the staffs and the gauntlets are all very similar with each other, so there'll be a lot of these in S tier and A tier. But I'm going to put the Lightning Staff in... I'll put it in... Oh, fuck it, I'll put it in A. No, I'll put it in B. I'm being too generous in this video. The only reason... I think the Lightning Staff is the worst of the staffs because its charged shot is garbage. It doesn't even have a charged shot properly, really. It's just weak. Though it is a good save me weapon, you never really want to bother upgrading it, because upgrading it, like I say, it gives you a dumb charged shot that isn't really that effective. It doesn't get you high rounds, and it isn't even the coolest one to use either, and maybe it's the easiest to upgrade on Origins, but it's the least incentivized to upgrade because it is the weakest of the upgraded staffs. But I do like it. It's in B. Come on, cut me some slack. Staff of Ice. Now, I'm gonna quickly just spoil this. I love all the staffs, but my favourite is the Fire Staff. I love the Fire Staff the most, but I have to admit the Ice Staff is, objectively speaking, the best one. It is technically infinite damage. I think it's infinite damage till round 102, which is a very random round. It's not 100, it's like 102. Round 102 until it stops becoming infinite damage. With its charge shot. With its original shot, it's not very reliable. But as well as that, you need to know how to use this thing in order to survive with it. So if you're camping in a corner with the thing, you might die. You have to be mobile with it for you to use it correctly and most efficiently as well. So this thing is very difficult to use, but if you know how to use it, it is one of the most effective weapons ever. So I like it. It's probably my second favourite staff, but it's not my favourite. But I do have to admit when I'm wrong. I have to admit that this is, objectively speaking, the best staff, the most strongest one. If you know how to use the staffs, that is, because some people don't. But yeah. All right, Staff of Wind. I'm going to put this one also in B, but above the Paralyzer. It's good. It's a great it's the most casual friendly of the staffs, because when you pick it up, it acts very similarly to a Thunder Gun, but less effective and without infinite ammo. Infinite damage, sorry. Also, the ammo is good, to be fair. It's the smallest ammo of the staffs, and yet it's still really good ammo. I quite like its upgraded effect, though it's not the strongest of the upgraded effect of the staffs. It is better than the Lightning Staff for me personally, though. It's good though. It's most likely, it's usually the one I build the first if I'm doing the Origins Easter egg. Because if I'm rushing to get to round 8 with a staff before the Panzer shows up, I'll most likely be doing it with an Ice Staff or a Wind Staff, and the Wind Staff is more reliable for killing the Panzer on that round. So I think I just have a fonder memory of using the Wind Staff than the Lightning Staff. So yeah. Alright, now we have my baby, my Fire Staff. I'm going to have to put this in S as well. Behind the Ice Staff, but behind. But in the S. It has to be in S. The charge shot is brilliant. The regular effect is brilliant as well. The upgrade just makes it better. The only issue with it is that you have to kill the Panzer to build it. But that's obviously something that I'm fine with doing with people who are first time building the staffs. It's going to be difficult for them. So, Yeah, but it does, when you're playing Origins and you're doing the Easter egg, it does kind of build itself. All you have to do is just go around the map and open up doors, and eventually you find all the parts. You don't have to go out of your way to open a robot or ride the tank or whatever. They just, the parts of the fire stuff just kind of fall into your lap eventually, which kind of makes it a bit more convenient if you're doing the Easter egg. But yeah, I love the fire staff. The ice staff is good as well, but personally I prefer the fire staff. But objectively speaking, the ice staff is better. Alright, now the Apophicon Serpent, right at the top of S tier. Behind the Thundergun. I think the Thundergun is better. The Apophicon Serpent isn't featured on as many maps as the Thundergun, so. But they are very, very, very similar weapons. They're both infinite damage. They both have a small amount of ammo, but they don't need a ton amount of ammo, to be honest. The Apophicon Serpent gets infinitely better on Revelations because you get like double the ammo when you pack a punch it, but you can't pack a punch the Apophicon Serpent on Shadows of Evil, sadly. But still, it's good. I still love the Apophicon Serpent on Shadows of Evil. But yeah, Apophicon Serpent only features on 2 maps, whereas Thundergun features on, what was it, like Kino, Ascension, Revelations, and Tag der Toten. I think that's 4. So yeah, more maps than the Apophicon Serpent. Alright, now we have the bows. Let's go through them. The Wrath of the Ancients, just kind of like the ray gun, just kind of a very vanilla flavour. If you're I'm going to put it in the E because we haven't put anything in the E yet. It's much like the ray gun. If you're going to play Horizon Drac, you're going to want to get one of the cooler flavours like strawberry or chocolate. You don't want to stick with a vanilla flavour, which is what the Wrath of the Ancient is. It's just the base bow before you upgrade it to the better bows. So for that reason, it goes in E. Actually, no, that's a bit mean, actually. No, I think that's fair, because it is a bog-standard bow. It's not one of the good bows. Alright, let's go through the actual good ones. The Wolf Bow. Fucking excellent. I love... Oh, no, I'll put it in above the Lightning Staff, above the Paralyzer, above Wind. Yeah, I'll put it above Wind. I'll put it above the Blundergat. Fuck it, yeah. I like where that is. The Wolf Bow is a brilliant weapon. It's my second favourite bow. Yeah, I really do like the Wolf Bow. It's a very solid weapon. Not much to say about it, really. It's just a really good... It's the most like casual of the bows, because like it's like a Thundergun. It does just get things out of your way instantly, but it is a cool one as well, and the upgrade process is fairly easy. Fire Bow. C. It's the worst of the bows. I put it above the Scavenger though, because it's stronger than the Scavenger. I'd put it higher if my favourite YouTuber, NoJ456, would make a tutorial on how to make it. I'm joking. But, yeah, that's where I'd put it. I don't know. The charge effect isn't really that cool, and it's the least effective of the bows, and it's probably the hardest to upgrade as well, so not great. But then we have the Storm Bow, which is straight into S, above the Fire Staff, above the Ice Staff, above the Wave Gun, behind the Apophicon Serpent. There you go. Because Storm Bow is not infinite ammo, or infinite damage, sorry. So, for that reason, it has to go in there, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's where I have to put it. Next we have the Void Bow, which is a very cool one. I'll put this one at the bottom of A, because this is another great one. It's a great bow. It used to be the worst bow, and the fact that it's got buffed so much to being the second best is actually miraculous to me. It's also the coolest, and also the upgrade process is very reminiscent of what you'd have to do on Origins, with like finding symbols and matching them up and doing all that bollocks. So I can appreciate it, to be honest. The upgrade process is very engaging and very challenging, which I do enjoy. But there you go, those are the bows. That's where I'd rank them. Alright, KT4 from what am I thinking about? Zetsubo. I'll put this one in B tier because it is infinite damage. Yeah. It's a weaker version of the Sliquifier, so... actually, no, the Mesamune, the upgrade version of the KT4 is horrible to upgrade. It is a task. Just for that, because upgrading this gun, if it was easier, it would be up in A tier probably, but the fact that it's so painful to upgrade on Zetsubo just makes me want to just never play that map again, just because of this, how dreadful the Wonder Weapon is to upgrade. It's good once you've got it, but it's getting there that's the pain. Does the building process really justify having it? Alright, so then we have the Mark IIIs. I'm going to stick these in A tier. Behind the Mark II or above the Mark II? I'm going to put it above the Mark II. I'm going to put it above the Baby Maker and behind the Liquefier. That's where I feel it's best picked. Mark III is good. It's actually great. It's perfect for the map it's on as well. It's not S tier because it is only on one map. Wait, is it on one map? Yeah, I think it's only on one map. I'm not sure actually. I think it's only on Gorod Krovi, so but it is good. I do like it a lot. It's one of the most satisfying wonder weapons to use, to be honest. It's very useful for the Gorod Krovi Easter egg. Without it, you're kind of fucked. Which I suppose is kind of a sin of Gorod Krovi, having a wonder weapon that you need to use for the Easter egg. But I suppose that's part and parcel of the map. But yeah, that's all the Black Ops 3 weapons. There isn't any new wonder weapons in Revelations. So in Black Ops 4 we have, with Voyage of Despair, the Kraken. I'll put this behind the ray gun. It's effective, but it just feels like a shotgun and nothing else. And also I just realised here, there isn't a magma gat in the thing for Black Ops 4 Blood of the Dead. Oh, I suppose they were classifying Blunder Gat under Acid Gat, Vitriolic Withering, and Magma Gat. Okay, in that case, I need to make a correction, actually. I'm sorry for the Blunder Gat being this low. I'm going to put it at the top of A. Actually, yeah, top of A. No, I'll put it at the bottom of S. Fuck it. The Magma Gat is the single reason why I ever go back to play Blood of the Dead. And the reason Blunder Gat is up at S is because I also really love the Vitriolic Withering because the Vitriolic Withering is just the pack-a-punched version of the Acid Gat, which is effective on Mob of the Dead, but they kind of nerfed it on Blood of the Dead. But the reason they did that is because they had a better version that they made, the Magma Gat, which is well worth it. I love the Magma Gat. Yeah, it's a very, very cool thing. So the Blunder Gat, if the Blunder Gat is including those upgradable versions of itself, like Magma Gat, Acid Gat, that kind of shit, it does belong in S, because what I appreciate with weapons like the wave gun or the Blunder Gat or the staves or the bows is because you have choices. Like, not as many choices as you do if you're going on Wrath of the Ancients in Horizon Zero. You can go 4 different directions with the bows. With the Blunder Gat on Mob of the Dead, you can be like, okay, so do I want to just pack-a-punch the Blunder Gat and just call it a day, or do I want to get the Acid Gat and then pack-a-punch that to get the Vitriolic Withering? And then on Blood of the Dead, you also get the choice to upgrade that and get the Magma Gat through the time trial in the Warden's house. So I just love the variety, the open nature of, like, you get options of how you want to use it, which I appreciate with things like that. So for that reason, Blunder Gat goes in S because of how many different, like, paths you can go down of how to use it. Alright, now we have the Death of Orion from 9. I'm going to give this a C. Better than KT4? No, not better than KT4. It's just a nerfed Wonderwaff. Like a severely nerfed Wonderwaff. It's fun to use. It's very fun. I can't lie. It is satisfying and it is fairly effective, but it isn't infinite damage, I don't think. And it does look pretty cool, actually, and it does fit the aesthetic of 9 as a map. But yeah, Death of Orion is fairly decent and not much else. It's just a decent wonder weapon, which is where things like the KT4 and Scavenger belong as well. So there you go. Alright, now we have the gauntlets. Oh, let's go then. Let's have a go. Right, so the Charion gauntlet. Charion, that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to put this as probably my least favourite gauntlet. I'm going to put it in... Where do I want to put it? I think I'll put it in top of C. Top of C. This is the one I use the least, so I don't have too much to say about it. That's purely the reason. Gaia is an S tier. I fucking love the hand... Actually, I was a bit fast about that. No, you know what? Yeah, S tier. I do love the hand... You know, above the Blunder Gat. Above the Fire Staff. No, not above the Fire Staff. Getting a bit hasty there, aren't I? Great weapon. I fucking love Hand of Gaia. It is so satisfying to use. It's amazing. Hand of Hemera. I'm putting that in S tier as well. Brilliant. It's just as effective as Hand of Gaia, if not more. I love the Hand of Hemera. Then we have the Hand of Elrond is the one I use the second least. I'd never know how to pronounce it though. I'll put it here. I'll put it above Paralyzer. Above Wind? Yeah, above Wind. Above Wolf though. No, not above Wolf. That's fair. I think that's a fair placement for the gauntlets. I think they're decent. I quite like them a lot. I've always go back and forth as to what I prefer, whether it's being the staffs, bows, or gauntlets. At the moment, I think I enjoy the gauntlets the most, though I know that they're not, technically speaking, as effective as the staffs or bows. Actually, wait, hold on a fucking second. Wait. I just forgot. These need to go up here. These need to go right up here. Where's the other one? This is going above the Wonderwaff, and I'll explain in a second. These are all going up a rank. I'll put it above Wind, yeah. The reason being, you can upgrade them twice, making them more effective than the bows and staffs. Because the bows and staffs, you can only upgrade once. There you go. Because you can pick them up, put them in the shrine and do the trial, do the initial time trial, and then you just get the base thing without the charge shot. You go in and do the challenge of like defeating all these things to prove your worth to the god of whatever gauntlet you're using. And then you get the first upgrade, and then you can upgrade it a second time for the Easter egg. Oh, yeah, I forgot how good the gauntlets are. Actually, the gauntlets are by far better than the staves and bows because of how much you can do with them. There are so many different variants of each gauntlet on the map. Think about it for a second. You've got the base version of those gauntlets, that's 4. Then you have the first upgrade of all of them, that's 8. And then you have the third and final upgrade of all 4 of them, which makes 12. 12 different variations of the gauntlets, people. That gives you so much variety on Ancient Evil. Ancient Evil's a good map as well. But there you go. That's my reasoning. I forgot you could double upgrade them. But there you go. All right, Alistair's Folly. I am going to put this in B. Nah, fuck it, I'll put it in A, because the Alistair's Annihilator is quite good. It is a bit of a headache to upgrade to the Alistair's Annihilator, but the Alistair's Folly is good on its own. It's like a ray gun. But imagine, like, you get the ray gun, and then you pack a punch and it gives you the ray gun Mark III, which gives you options on a map like Dead of the Night, first of all. And second of all, it's effective, and third of all, it looks cool. Not much more I can really say about that, really. But there you go. Next, we have... Oh, I realised I did the gauntlets before the Dead of the Night Wonder Weapon. Oh, well, doesn't really matter. Now on to the Wonder Weapons on Tractor Toten. Okay. Tundra Gun. Scoped Wonderwaff. Actually, no, I will put it in... Yeah, I'll put it down to here, actually. It's worse. Tundra Gun is... Actually, no, Tundra Gun deserves down here. I don't know what I'm on about. At least the Wonderwaff does kill a little bit, but it's worse than the Wrath of the Ancients, which is bad. But there you go. That's my ranking for Black Ops, or World at War, until Black Ops 4. Now let's go on to Cold War. We have the Die from D-Machine. It automatically gets points because you can upgrade it in 4 different elemental ways, which is cool, I guess. But I don't love it. I won't lie. It's fun to use. If you weren't able to upgrade it in so many different variations, it would be an E. But it's not too fun to use. It gave me jet gun vibes, which is a bad sign. Even though it's miles better than the jet gun. All right, now we have the Ray K. I will admit, Ray K is quite good. I'll put this one in front of the Lightning Staff. In front of the Paralyzer. No, not in front of Wind. I think this is fair. The Ray K goes there. And now we have the Cerberus from Mauer de Toten. Now this one's quite a cool looking one. Not as good as the Ray K though. I will put it above Death of the Rhine, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll put it in B. I'll put it above Lightning. That's fair. No, above Paralyze. How about that? There you go. That's fair. I like where that is. There you go. And then the Crystal Axe. Actually, not S. That was a bit fast. I'll put it in A. I'll put it above Hand of Owllands. There you go. Reason Crystal Axe is up here is because it changes from a gun to an axe. Plus, I think it's infinite ammo. Plus, it just looks fucking sick. Plus, it's on Forsaken, which is my favourite Cold War map. So there you go. Those are all the Wonder Weapons ranked. You can look at them. You can hate me for them. I know that it's very top heavy, but we're going to balance it out with some of these wonder gadgets that are here on offer, like the Monkey Bomb and Gersh device. I was originally not going to include them in this video, but we've still got time. I may as well include them anyway and see how effective they are compared to these cool weapons. Monkey Bomb. I'm trying not to let nostalgia get the best of me here. I'm going to put it in D. It's not very effective in later rounds. It is cool, and it's been used on a lot of maps, which gives it points, but beyond that, not too great. Gersh Device. Easy S tier, actually. I'm putting it behind Blundergat, though. Gersh Device is amazing. Considering even now there are like wonder gadgets like Little Arnie's that have come up, it's still mad that the Gersh Device is still effective even now, even though there's so many wonder gadgets that have come since Black Ops 1. But yeah, now we have the Matryoshka dolls. Slightly better. No, Monkey Bomb's better. What do I put Matryoshka down there? There you go. Not great. They can get you killed very easily if you don't know how to use them. Plus, just get grenades. Just have grenades. They're just as effective as the Matryoshka dolls. It's just a gimmick, really, the Matryoshka dolls are. QEDs. Cool in concept. In execution, not that great. I'll put them behind the Wrath of the Ancients, but above the scoped. Yes, I would rather use the QEDs than the scoped Wonderwaff on Tag der Toten. It's actually true as well. That's what's funny. The QEDs basically, it's a risk to reward ratio. If you're playing Moon, you'll probably want to just go run the Gersh Devices or the Monkey Bombs. But if you run these, there is a lot of different possibilities of how you could use them. It could spawn in a drop, or it could like turn a zombie into something else. Like, there are loads of different things you can do with the QEDs. But I think it's just a really weird out there design, an idea that kind of just falls through the kind of drops marks for me. It's just kind of it's there, I guess. Hell's Retriever. I'm going to give this I'll give it a B. No, I'll put it above Lightning. I'll put it above Paralyzer. That's fair. Above Server? No. Hell's Retriever upgraded to the Hell's Redeemer. I need to make that little discrepancy. If it's not upgradable, then it is lower. But with Hell's Redeemer in there as well, I think it does belong in C because it is very effective at killing like Brutus and that. The only issue with this weapon is that you're not incentivized to get it on Blood of the Dead because you have Wraithfires, obviously. So, but still, it's a good weapon. Golden Spork, still on Mob of the Dead here. I'll give this top of C because it is technically a really powerful weapon, but it is a bit of a headache to unlock. Plus, it's not an essential feature of the Mob of the Dead Easter egg, which is nice. That you're not forced to get it, which does give it points, but it's useful. I think it like one knife kills zombies till like around 60 something, if I'm not mistaken. So it is very effective in theory. But yeah, Time Bomb. Unless you're doing the buried Easter egg, I don't really see much point using it. Unless you're doing the buried Easter egg or you're playing grief mode. There you go. You can grief so many people with the Time Bomb. I'll put it above QEDs. I would use it over the QEDs. G-Strike. It's just a better Monkey Bomb. I'll put it up here. Above Lightning. No, I'll put it behind Lightning Staff. It's good, though. The 1-inch Punch. Almost as good as the Spork. I'll put it behind Firebow. Yeah, I'll put it behind Firebow. 1-inch Punch is good, but it's just like another Golden Spork, but less effective. And you only really ever do the 1-inch Punch if you're doing the Easter egg of Origins, to be honest with you. I don't really feel the incentive to get the 1-inch Punch if you're not doing the Origins egg. So, there you go. Little Arnie's. Oh, I love the Little Arnie's. I'm going to put these above Gersh and above Blundergat. Above Fire. Yes, I would. Because it is very high damage. Plus, you can upgrade the Little Arnie. On Shadows of Evil. I'll put it above... No, I won't put it above Ice. I think it's fair there. Brilliant. Right. Apothicon Sword. I quite like this weapon. I'm mostly just a Shadows of Evil fanboy here, so anything Shadows of Evil I will praise. I'll put this one in B, though, because it's better than G-Strike. Better than Lightning Staff? Yeah, better than Lightning Staff. When you upgrade the sword, it's better than Lightning Staff. Better than Paralyzer? Yes. Better than Hell's Retriever? Yes. Better than Cerberus? I'd say it's better than Cerberus. Better than the Reiki, though. No, not better than the Reiki. Brilliant. Then we have the Ragnarok GG4s from Dryzen Drak. I'll put these ahead of the G-Strike behind Lightning Staff. Skull and Unsapway is one of the best things ever. I'm putting it in top of A. Top of A? Yeah, above Soliquify. It deserves above Soliquify, to be honest. It is a brilliant weapon. Now, Spider Bait, I've used probably once. I would never even consider it a wonder weapon or a wonder gadget of any kind. I don't think it belongs in the same league as the Little Arnies or the Monkey Bombs. But if I had to put it anywhere... E. Gauntlet of Siegfried. I would put this is the Dragon Gauntlet from Goro Krovi, by the by. I'll put this one, because of so many different effects it has, you can just punch people with it, or you can let the dragon fly and kill zombies with it. I'll put this one also in A tier. I'll put it behind the Baby Maker, but above the Mark II. No, behind the Mark II. There we go. Right, next we have the Dragon Strike. Now, this is literally just... like the G-Strike from Origins, so I'll have to just put it as league below the G-Strike, behind the Firebow, behind the 1-inch punch. Yeah, behind the 1-inch punch, but above Scavenger. No, not above Scavenger. There we go. That's fair. That's a fair spot. All right, Homunculus. I quite like the Homunculus. I think they're a weaker version of the Little Arnie, I think is the best way to describe them. I'll put the Homunculus in B tier. Above Puffkin Servant, no. Above Hell's Retriever, no. Above G-Strike, no. I'll put it at the bottom of B. You know what? I'll put it at the top of C, just because we don't have as much stuff in C. I don't want to clog the ranking of top heavy stuff. All right, now we have all of the specialist weapons from Black Ops 4. Now this is where the tier list gets very top heavy, because most of these are infinite damage. I think they are all infinite damage, actually. So I guess it's just dealer's choice as to which ones you prefer the most. For me, Scepter of Ra, I'll give a B. I'll put it above Hell's Retriever. Hammer of Valhalla, I'll give an S, because it is an Old Faithful. Bottom of S, though. Not as good as Gersh. Viper and Dragon. This one's kind of cool. I'll put this one behind Alistair's Foley. Shakarims, I'll put behind that. No, I'll put it at the top of B. Overkill. Ooh, that's the Death Machine, isn't it? I'll put that one in... I'll put that one at the top of C. Ragnaroks. They're not as good as the Ragnarok DG4s, so I have to put them here, behind the Spork. Yeah, I think that's fair. Hellfire. Oh, don't really love the Hellfire that much. I'll put this one here. And then Path of Sorrows S. I think Path of Sorrows also belongs above Fire, above Little Arnie, above Hamira, behind Wavegun. I like that. I like that spot. Actually, you know what? Above Wavegun, because it's on more maps than the Wavegun. It's on all Black Ops 4 maps. Alright, now we have... What's up next? We have... Oh, the Savage Impaler. That's that weird gun from Dead of the Night, isn't it? I will put that weapon in top of D. I will put a Steak Knife. I'll put that one F. No fucking point to it. I'll put it at the top of F, though. Pegasus Strike. I'll put this one in C tier, behind Dragon Strike, because it's less cool. But above Death of Orion. And then the Samantha's Box I'll put in, because it is just a worse version of the Monkey Bomb. But there you go. There's my ranking. There are my Wonder Weapons ranked from all of COD Zombies. Yeah, that's all I have to say, really. Just that's my ranking here. I'm just going to make sure I've got everything right. Yeah, I think that looks good, actually. Yeah, that's my ranking of Wonder Weapons in Black Ops Zombies. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.